Try one of the new ones. You kidding me? Do one of the newbies, man. Sasha, come on. Kelly Clarkson. Look at Kelly Clarkson doing an ad.
Never have too many pillows.
Damn, I got playback from Kelly Clarkson. They're showing ads on my channel. Something wrong with the tube? You did. Celebrate Jon Laurinaitis. People power. It's people power. What the hell? They fired me for? I didn't do anything. I just tossed around a paralegal like a hacky sack. What the hell is wrong with everybody? It's just a paralegal. She can get a good lawyer. What the hell are they firing me for? People power, damn it. I'm for the people. Celebrate. We got brand new coffee, man. Espresso style Dunkin' Donuts. I got fucking Kahawi coffee. Vanilla macadamia nut. I don't know what I should have first. We're celebrating Jon Laurinaitis is fired, man. Hey, listen, you never want to see people get fired, but right now we're on the right trajectory, man. I always say we tune in out of habit and hope. This is the most hope we've had in a long time for this company. So shit, let's keep the party going is what I say. Gotta fill up some fucking pods here, man. I think we're gonna try the espresso. Dunkin' espresso. We're gonna get really amplified here, man. Cut that shit, please, Sasha. Thank you. Sasha, I appreciate that. Sasha, my wonderful assistant, man, getting me new fucking pods. Long overdue. I've been running fucking on empty. You guys see this, man? I don't know if you guys can see this. Look at this shit. Look at all the empty spots. That's all empty slots, man. Still got some Krispy Kreme, some Lavazza, some fucking Tim Hortons, some Dunkin' Original, some Folgers. It's in your motherfucking cup. So we got all that shit, but now we got brand new fucking boxes, man. We're gonna get fucking hooked up. Let me get this coffee going, man. We gotta talk, Jon Laurinaitis. Man, we're gonna talk Karrion Kross. I haven't talked to you guys since Thursday last week. So let me get this going, man. Strength amplified, temperature amplified. Fucking 12 ounce, because we're big boys. Let's get that coffee going, man. Hopefully that coffee's going. I hope that's going. That coffee better start going. Hold on. I can't do anything until I hear that fucking coffee going from the coffee bar. It's going. Slowly but surely, man. It's going. Can you guys see that shit? We're celebrating Jon Laurinaitis getting the fuck out. That's what we're doing. What's up, everybody? Big news day here on the Amplified Live for Monday, August 8th. 2022 is what it is. I haven't talked to you guys since SmackDown. I wasn't able to talk any SmackDown. Last time I talked to you guys was Wednesday, actually. And Karrion Kross, my fucking dude. My dude came back, and he got inserted right into the fucking title picture. So we got to talk all about that, what it means. Scarlett's joining him. He's billed as the number 2 heel automatically in the company, but he's going after the top heel. I don't know how that's going to work, guys, but such is life, and here we are. First and foremost, I got to talk about the breaking news, man, right before I went live. Many reputable sites reporting that Jon Laurinaitis has officially been released, fired by WWE. Now, we already knew he was taking his hiatus. Laurinaitis was on a hiatus. For the same reasons McMahon had to fucking piece, beat, feet, and seat right out of the company. Well, it was only a matter of time before Laurinaitis followed him indefinitely, permanently, and this is that time, man. We are hearing now that Jon Laurinaitis has officially been let go, fired from World Wrestling Entertainment. I don't know if anybody gives a shit. But this is huge. You never want to see anybody lose their job. We don't know what happened with the paralegal. I get it. But right now, I always say we tune in out of WWE out of habit and hope. Well, this is the hope, right? The hope is here, man. As much as it's weird to see anybody running WWE that's not named Vince McMahon, and we don't know how hands-on McMahon is going to be in the future. We don't know when the smoke settles and the investigation is over if Vince is going to come out of retirement. We don't know. But as of right now, we see a lot of Triple H's blueprint. Okay, cool. Let's keep the foot on the gas pedal. It's like BC said, I'm not just going to get excited just to get excited. I need to now be presented with good television right from the jump. And as we go on, we get better and better and better. But from the jump, I want stories to be told. I want to see more of this change by the show. Now, last week was settling in. I get it. Tonight, I want to see us start off with a banger, man. And I'm not talking a 25-minute match. I want something to happen back in the parking lot. I want somebody being ran over by a monster truck. I want us starting out with a barroom brawl. I want aisle number 6 of the local supermarket to have Drew McIntyre and Karrion Kross battling all over it like fucking Booker T and Stone Cold. I want something fun from the jump that we can keep going back to somehow throughout the night. I don't want the stereotypical guy coming out, cutting a promo, another guy comes out, maybe 2 more, and we get an impromptu tag match. No, I want fun, man. That should start tonight. Now, I don't want to let the foot off the gas pedal, so if Jon Laurinaitis has to go, then Jon Laurinaitis has to go. If he's anybody holding any change down, any hope down, then he has to go. So you never want to see somebody lose their job, but sayonara, motherfucker. Hit the bricks. There's no love lost here, man. If the dude's got to go, the dude's got to go. So that's my take on it, man. BC, what's your take on Laurinitis? I have to find out more, just like you guys. It just broke within the last half an hour, that he's officially gone from WWE. That was right as I was preparing for this live stream, Amplified Live. So I have to find out a lot more, man. But it was only a matter of time. The writing was on the wall. I think we all kind of know that. I mean, if McMahon himself fucking saw himself to the door, do you honestly think that Laurinitis wasn't going to be? I mean, it was just a matter of time. And this is just, now the dominoes are starting to fall, right? That's what we're starting to see. The dominoes are falling. And now Laurinitis is gone, man. Another stint, and you got to believe that this is going to be the last one. If McMahon ever comes out of retirement when the investigation is over and he wants to come back, I mean, would McMahon have the fucking balls to hire Laurinitis back with that dark cloud that hangs over them? I don't know, man. So here's a salute. You never want to see people lose their job, but in this case, with hope, with change, real hope finally being desired, we can't let the foot off the gas pedal. Laurinitis, people power your way out to the door, out to the dumpster. Johnny L, best of luck in your future endeavors. How insane, how ironic, right? Talk about fucking karma. How many future endeavors has Johnny L put out there? Johnny L has now been future endeavored. How fucking ironic, man. What's the karma with that? People power has been future endeavored. Salute, unit. You know what I mean? We got to keep the foot on the gas pedal. If that means Johnny L has to go, Johnny L has to go. Salute. Whoa, Dunkin' Espresso. That's a fucking kick right there, man. Now, more news will probably come out within the hour that I'm with you guys live. So if more news comes out, we're going to talk much more about Johnny L. Trust me, again, right as I was preparing to go live for today's edition of Amplified Live, I got word that Jon Laurinaitis has officially been fired. So I'm going to keep up to date with you guys. I'll be live with you guys for hour number 1, hopefully tonight. If you guys are curious as to this whole change in WWE and how Monday Night Raw is changing, is it changing? BC's going to be with you guys live tonight for the first hour Raw, and we'll see together if we're seeing real fun change, you know, not just longer match time, but like our stories being given to us. We're going to find out together tonight. But Johnny's gone, man. Johnny Laurinaitis is what we're hearing. So if anything breaks, while we're live, I will talk more about it. I have to talk about this, man, Karrion Kross, because I was not able to talk about SmackDown with you guys, man. I last talked to you guys on Wednesday's Amplified Live, and then I had to go out of state. I did watch SmackDown from New England, and man, when Karrion came out, at first I didn't know. The sound was real low. There was a lot of talking going on where I was, so I didn't get to hear music or nothing. I was just thinking, who the fuck is this? Who's coming out? And then Karrion jumps. Now, I forgot he's got the hair now, and he's not bald anymore. So I'm still, with the leather jacket, I'm still wondering, who the fuck is this? Jumping Drew. I mean, is this somebody with the bloodline? I did not fucking know. It was Karrion Kross. And you guys know that's my boy, man. When him and Keith Lee got released, I know Nick Khan went to Vince. As much as people thought Vince was just out to get Triple H. No, it was Nick Khan in the checkbook. Nick Khan was trying to save dollar here, dollar there for a potential sale. Still is to this day. I bet you Karrion Kross, Dakota Kai, all of them are going to come back for much less money. I bet you that's why they're back. So that's another story for another day. But when they got released and Nick Khan just thought of them as just useless, BC was like, what are you doing, bro? Smoke and mirrors my ass. Everybody doesn't have to be a 5'8", 170-pound soaking wet high flyer, a ping pong ball, a fucking glorified gymnastics to put on bangers. Karrion Kross, just give him a good storyline. Watch the dude fucking entertain. Watch the dude flourish. Sink or swim, Karrion Kross is going to swim. Keith Lee, I say this about these guys, and to watch them just get tossed to the side, just like Bray Wyatt, like yesterday's garbage, man. It was unsettling to BC. To watch Karrion Kross come back, bro, I got a lot to say about this. First, man, that super thanks button, that's usually there when we're not live. Godzilla, if you're up in here, man. Godzilla, I saw that super thanks. I appreciate it, man, that 2-spot. I wanted to give a shout out to Godzilla before I go any further, because I would have forgotten. So Godzilla, I appreciate it. Karrion Kross jumps Drew McIntyre. After he's done jumping McIntyre, he looks at Roman Reigns, and Karrion Kross... Scarlett comes out, man. Scarlett is back, reunited with... It was like all that's right in the world. Scarlett puts the hourglass, flips that son of a bitch, so the sand is pouring through the hourglass. In other words, tick-tock, motherfucker. Now, Karrion is staring at Roman. Roman's looking at his championship like, fuck. Like, what the fuck do you got to do with my belt? You're going to take my belt? Now, right off the jump, Karrion Kross is a legit dude to take the title. Now, I'm not saying he's going to or should, but if they ever have a feud, a storyline, a match, you ain't going to tell me Karrion Kross isn't a legit contender for that championship. Like somebody you could easily think, damn, possibly could happen. My problem is he's being billed as the number 2 heel. Already, guys, he's being billed as the number 2 heel. So my problem now is, how does the number 2 heel enter a feud with the number 1 heel? How does number 2 go against number 1, and you're going to keep a storyline that's going to keep fans wanting to pick a side, right? I mean, that's part of the fun with pro wrestling. Even if it's 2 heels, 2 faces, you still want to pick a side. Are we all going to be fully on Team Karrion, even though he's the number 2 heel in the fucking company? Because they have him over Austin Theory right now. So I don't know how they're going to do that, man. You have to set up the Drew Karrion feud. Does it ever reach Karrion versus Roman? Do you set up Drew McIntyre and Karrion after McIntyre and Roman, and then when Cody comes back, Cody's one of his initial feuds, Cody versus Karrion is fucking sitting in their lap. Should they do it correctly? Should they choose to do it? Cody Rhodes versus Karrion is right there. Karrion versus McIntyre, you can do 2 to 3 months easily, occupy all of our time if done correctly. Do they ever get to Karrion Kross Roman is what I'm asking, because that's number 1 and number 2 in terms of heels. You're not going to convince me that Karrion is a face. Again, he's being billed as the number 2 guy, and the one that he beat the shit out of was fan favorite Drew McIntyre. So guys, chat, where do you put Karrion? Is Karrion's gonna cost Drew the match at Clash at the Castle, right? Drew's not gonna sniff the title, is he? Or do they have the balls to have Drew take the title from Roman at Clash, and then it's Karrion versus Drew for the next 2 to 3 months? And then what the fuck is Roman doing after he just dropped the title to Drew McIntyre? I mean, play the booker here, guys. Play creative writer 612. Who do you have? Alexi's got Edge versus Kross. Of course, that would be fucking mega. But Kross just inserted himself into the title picture from the jump. So where do you go with Kross right now? Yeah, I'm thinking he's going to cost Drew the belt as well, and then you have that feud. Unless, I mean, does H just give Kross the world? I don't know, man. I just don't see how you do Kross versus Roman, as much as that would be awesome. You want to carry a 2 to 3 month story, I'm guessing, right? Which, by the way, props to Triple H, because all of his interviews that he has done so far, he is putting emphasis on storytelling. Now, if you guys have seen BC since this change of the guard, you guys know I'm not just excited to be excited. Like SummerSlam, you got to give me shows like that so I can totally nerd out. I'm not just going to be excited for these shows just because H is in charge. What H is saying in his interviews is exactly what I want to hear. Storylines are going to be the focal point. Otherwise, I'm not like all your other podcasters that you guys listen to. And that's no shade. But when you say, well, basically, Solo Monster is excited, I don't know why you aren't. I don't give a fuck about a Solo Monster. That's not shade. I literally don't give a fuck what a Solo Monster has to say. Basically, Sean Ross Sapp is excited. Listen, I actually respect Sean Ross Sapp for the most part. I don't give a fuck what Sean Ross Sapp says. I don't care if he says that the stench of his morning shit is prevalent throughout the airwaves. I don't give a fuck what he has to say in these situations. I know what I need from pro wrestling. Storytelling. Doesn't matter if you add 10 minutes to every match. Without a story, without investment, nobody can properly give a fuck about pro wrestling. Bray Wyatt talks a nice lengthy message about all the things that pro wrestling are, and I loved it, man. I'm going to get to that in a couple of minutes, but I'm not done with Karrion Kross yet. But so far, I am so in to what H is portraying. I hope he's got a lot of the reins, man. I know deep down Vince McMahon can snap his finger, make a phone call, tap his fucking daughter on the shoulder, and make any change he wants. I get it. He's not just going to sit on the sofa and watch the Golden Girls for the rest of his existence. Vince McMahon's not going to be at the Jersey Shore getting a tan. I get the fact that he's always going to be involved. I get the fact that Vince McMahon is always going to have the key to the kingdom, the master bedroom. But if Triple H has the keys to all the other rooms, we could see real fucking change. I'm not jumping into every show so excited because they have to rein BC in. They have to get me to that point. Same way I started SummerSlam. All right, you entertain me. You tell me why I should be excited. Give me your reasons throughout the show, and they did. The Raws and SmackDown since, they've been in the right direction. People are just commenting on the changes and the good, but BC can't do that. For instance, in New England, when I was watching SmackDown, I saw a lot of the same old shit that I'm hoping in time, like starting tonight, Triple H changes, right? Like the Viking Raiders. The Viking Raiders on SmackDown, they won a jobber match. Perfect. That's it. That's how it ends. Backstage, have them take Kofi Kingston, put him into the parking lot where the trailers are, the 18-wheelers, the WWE trailers, and put Kofi Kingston headfirst into the side of the trailer, a la Rey Mysterio back in the WCW days, right? That's how you build up the Viking Raiders. And at the same time, if you want to have a New Day feud with them, you do it in a fun way. Take them to the parking lot, lawn dart, Kofi's head right into the side of an 18-wheeler, right? You have fun with the creativity. No, what did they do, guys? They had the Viking Raiders win a jobber match, and then we went to commercial. When we came back, Kofi Kingston was in a match with one of the Viking Raiders. And Kofi actually defeats the Viking Raider via a fruit roll-up. Now, people go, well, BC, you're being a little too harsh, BC. You're critiquing it too much, BC. But I'm not. I'm not. I'm literally watching the Viking Raiders win a match against jobbers, and I'm thinking, this is good. Triple H brought the jobber match back. Perfect. Now take Kofi backstage and lawn dart him or do something fun. But no. Kofi just comes out. We go to commercial. When we come back, the Viking Raider is in another match, and now he's losing in 2 minutes to Kofi via a fruit roll-up. How is this a new and improved Viking Raider if they're still losing by the fruitiness? That's the shit that H cannot let slide. I know he's got his hands in a lot of cookie jars now, but I hope that he reads over the script and he says, wait, this can't happen, man. The Viking Raiders just win a match. I mean, hands down, squashed these jobbers. And then all of a sudden, Ibar has a singles match and loses in 2 minutes to Kofi via a fruit roll-up. How is that making them dominant? That defeats the purpose of the jobber match, right? These are the things that H, in time, I'm hoping changes. The gauntlet match, everybody was just saying, yeah, Shayna! Yeah, Shayna got a chance. Well, guys, how did we get there? Ladies like Xia Li were getting fucking squashed in a couple of minutes by Raquel Gonzalez. And then Shayna beats Gonzalez in fucking 2 minutes. I think that was a fruit roll-up too, was it not? So that's awesome for Shayna. It's going to take 2 years of trying to reinvent Shayna to get BC back thinking she's somebody viable again. That's how much she was destroyed the last 2 years. But let's not just jump in just for the sake of being excited, right? Let's leave the foot on the gas pedal and let's continue to do what we always did with Tony Khan in AEW, right? We still have to tell him what's wrong. I mean, I watched SmackDown. A lot of that shit was the same show. Ricochet got a W, I believe, is what I witnessed, and then Karrion Kross at the end. But there's still a lot that needs to be fixed. Now, we gave him that week. Tonight, I'm really hoping to really see some fun changes. We got the little ones last week. I'm wanting to see some fun ones now. I want to see what Triple H is talking about, the storylines. I want to see it tonight start to get initiated, man. That's what I want to see. So, all in all, to see Karrion Kross, you guys know that's my boy. To see him back, it just feels right. He never should have went. I'm not even just blaming Vince on that, man. That was obviously Nick Khan during the budget cuts. Nick Khan was brought in by Vince to make all those cuts. And unfortunately, Vince didn't give a fuck to save anybody. He was just about the bottom dollar like Nick. Now, it's interesting with Nick Khan as the CEO, Triple H still has to run all this through Nick. So that's why I say I bet you they're all coming back for a much smaller contract than what they were getting. I doubt Nick Khan is just letting these people come back at the rate they were at, if not even more. I bet you it's going to be smaller, man. I'm going to try to get the financials for you guys just to see how much lower. But I don't think Nick Khan is just going to bring back everybody that he released. Again, this was all Nick Khan's budget cuts. I don't think Nick is just going to say okay to everybody coming back if he knows he can't get a good fucking price for these motherfuckers. And I think that's what we're starting to see, but I don't give a shit. Karrion Kross came back in a definitive way. For people that don't like Karrion, too, oh, he's smoke and mirrors. Guys, I love how Triple H isn't just about the smaller dudes that can be glorified gymnasts and bounce around the ring like a ping pong ball, right? Work rate. I'm glad that he entrusted people like Keith Lee and Karrion Kross. Pro wrestling is still, it doesn't matter what your size is. If you have a good storyline attached to you and you're a good wrestler, you don't even got to be great. You're a good wrestler and you got a great storyline, you're going to capture people's interest. That's why so many people like BC, we love Karrion Kross. The smoke and mirrors are a part of his gimmick. You take that away, he's still going to be a viable competitor. I think people thought just if you take away the music and everything. No, what happened was they put a medieval times mask on him, put him in Steve Urkel leather suspenders, and paraded him out there with no plan. So of course that was going to fail. But you have somebody like Scarlett with him. You have a great presentation. You have the physique, the presence, the aura that Karrion has. Bro, you can't... Why fuck with it? You bring him back, you insert him in here, and now people are like, oh, Karrion Kross doesn't do it for me. Why? Because he doesn't put on 30-minute classics and bangers? Because he can't bounce around the ring with a Johnny Gargano at an alarming rated speed? Give the dude a chance, man. He was really good in NXT. Bells and whistles are a part of pro wrestling. I don't know what people don't understand about that. Fucking stutter over your own fucking words, BC. I don't understand where we got lost in translation, where after all this time, smoke and mirrors are looked down on. Some gimmicks are looked down on. I mean, would today's audience even give The Undertaker a chance? I honestly question that, guys. The Undertaker, Mark Calloway, would today's audience give The Undertaker a real chance? Or would they just squash it? Like they try to do a lot of them with Bray Wyatt. So, smoke and mirrors is the big claim on Karrion, why people don't like him. Well, newsflash, pro wrestling was based upon, the foundation, the core of professional wrestling is based on smoke and mirrors. You gotta remember, we're watching a scripted entertainment show at the end of the day. It's just what it is. They're pre-planned winners and losers. It's scripted out. It's rehearsed. It's rehearsed. It's all rehearsed. So at the end of the day, you're just hoping that the presentation, the stories, the characters can jump off the screen and become larger than life, and that we can give a fuck about it. But it's amazing to see work rate and ping pong balls, glorified gymnastics, taking precedent over storylines and larger than life characters. I don't know when that happened, but how can you watch one 25 to 35 minute match after the other with no story attached to it, not allowing you to give a shit? Karrion Kross can allow you to give a fuck. I really urge the people that don't like Karrion Kross, give him a chance, man. The dude's not going to disappoint. You're going to see exactly why BC loves this dude. And I got to wonder what Keith Lee is thinking right now, right? I mean, he's his little tag team. He's got his little tag team championship. He's swerving in his glory. But I wonder if he thinks, man, if I just waited a little bit more, Papa H would have brought me back in, and I would have been having that match with Roman that I should have had 2 years ago. I wonder if Keith Lee thinks that way. Miro certainly does. Miro, I don't know if you saw Miro, dude. Somebody sent this over to BC. In fact, I'll get should I do Miro? I'm going to wait on Miro. Let me get over to Bray Wyatt right now, man. I want to get to Bray Wyatt first, because once Karrion Kross came back, everybody started going, dude, then what? Bray Wyatt, man. Could you imagine Bray Wyatt versus a character like Karrion Kross? You're not going to... I mean, there's very few matches that just on paper can kind of get your attention. That's what this dude Bray does, and now everybody's asking H, hey, H, can we get Bray back, maybe? So Bray Wyatt went to his social just recently. Listen to what Wyatt says, man. Let me get a sip of swig. Because Bray Wyatt is professing his love to pro wrestling now more than ever before. And this is huge, man. He's kind of planting some seeds for his next move in pro wrestling. Let me get a swig. And if you guys are just joining, man, Jon Laurinaitis, people power! What the hell are they firing me for? I only passed around a paralegal. I bounced her around like a basketball. What the hell, man? Why am I being future endeavored? Jon Laurinaitis has been fired by WWE. That's the latest word we're getting. Reputable people are claiming this. At this point, BC feels 100% ready to say that is true. That's why I am saying it. I want to find out more. I just found out literally less than a half an hour before we went live on today's edition of Amplified Live. So that's huge. If Jon Laurinaitis is officially fired from WWE, I can't state how big that is, guys. The dominoes just continue to fall. And we'll see, man, how many people are involved in this shit. Let me go over, man. I'm trying to get over to Bray, guys. Please hold. Trying to get over to Bray Wyatt's full message, because I want full transparency here. And this all started right after Karrion Kross debuted. And then everybody started talking about Bray Wyatt. And I'm over here thinking, I'm like, dude, first of all, you see Triple H trying to get his people, his kids back. Right? He's trying to get much lesser money, but he's trying to get his kids back, man. And now people want Bray. Bray was never a Triple H creation, so to speak. So I don't know how high Bray's going to be on Triple H's list. But this is what Windham 6 on social, Bray Wyatt, Windham Rotunda. This is what he put on his social, man. It's a lengthy love letter of sorts. Bray Wyatt says this: wrestling is not a love story. It's a fairy tale, a comedy for people who criticize punchlines. A fantasy most can't understand, a spectacle no one can deny. Lines are blurred, heroes are villains, budgets are cut. Business is business. But it can also be a land where dead men walk, Undertaker, where honor makes you elite, do the math, where demons run for office, Big Red Monster, and rock bottom is a reason to rejoice. Woo! That's a good flair woo he does. It's an escape, a reason to point the blame at anyone but yourself for 2 to 3 hours, an excuse to be a kid again. And nothing matters except the moment we are in. Wrestling is not a love story. It's much more. It's hope. It's hope. And in a world surrounded in hate, greed, and violence, a world where closure may never come, we all know a place that has hot and cold hope on tap. For better or for worse. That last part, in a world surrounded in hate, greed, and violence, a world where closure may never come, we all know a place that has hot and cold hope on tap. For better or for worse. Man, beautifully written. Now, the people that don't like Bray, don't like Windham, think everything's cryptic and he needs to just speak English. Well, you're just too dumb to understand him. There's no other way to say it, right? There's just ignorance at play. It sounds pretty fucking clear cut, his message. This is one of his messages that is nowhere near cryptic. This is just Bray Wyatt and his love letter to pro wrestling. Now, it's funny. Now, BC, just on Wednesday, if you guys caught that Amplified Live, my last live stream that I did before I had to head out of state, we talked a lot of that near 2 hours about old storylines. It was one of my favorite streams that we ever did. We just reminisced about a lot of old wrestling, our favorite storylines from the 80s, 90s, into the 2000s. And it's just really cool to see Wyatt talk about what wrestling means to all of us, man. So very cool. And in doing such, again, a lot of people criticized it, that it was too cryptic or whatnot. So I love how Bray Wyatt shot back, Windham Rotunda, to some of his critics. And he says this is what Wyatt said to the critics that say everything he says is blah, blah, fucking cryptic nonsense. Wyatt says, it's not meant to be cryptic. It's a reminder to myself and others that need reminding just how special this business is and how lucky we are to have it. Put your microscope and your biases aside and read it again. I love that shit. Somebody else put blah, blah, blah to it, and Wyatt actually said, ask a parent to read it for you, or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. But if you can't comprehend it, get a parent to read it for you. So Bray Wyatt, Windham Rotunda, is fucking burning souls over on social too, man. So I love that. Bray Wyatt is just not having it, man. That's his message. It's special. It's how he truly feels. And if people want to try to rag on him for it, he has no problem throwing them right under the bus, man. So, hold on. What do we got? An update on Sasha and Naomi. As good as done. Is this a Melty Boy story? We're hearing that Sasha Banks, Naomi fully back with the WWE. They never left. But they have sat down with Triple H. They sat down with Triple H. It's all a done deal. They are not leaving WWE. They never left. I told you guys that. They were never released. They're still on the page. They're on the roster pages. They were never removed from any internal roster page. That's called a script sheet, a show sheet. That's what they were removed from. But we already knew that when they walked the fuck out. But they never left. They were never released. The stories were bogus. They always had WWE after their name. They were taking autograph sessions, but you can always take them. There could have been a deal struck to do that while they work things out. They were never released. Now we're hearing that they are not leaving anywhere. They are not AEW bound. Sasha Banks and Naomi staying with WWE, and that the deal is in fact done. They could show up just like last week tonight on Monday Night Raw or for this tag team tournament. I don't know why they would want to come back in a tag team again. But that's what we're hearing. So I know there's a couple of stories that we're live, guys. This is Amplified Live. We're in the middle of the day. These are where all the hot breaking stories come out, and we're usually live for this shit. So here's where we are, man. We're talking about Bray Wyatt and that message. It kind of sounds like he's staying with WWE or coming back. Sounds like him and Triple H are going to be involved in something. I hope so. I just don't know if AEW knows how to use somebody like Windham Rotunda. That's what I'm kind of anxious about. You know, Vince McMahon showed that he can burn the character easily, so I didn't like Vince at the helm of it. But I didn't know if I could trust Tony. It's going to be interesting to see how Triple H controls a Bray Wyatt, a Fiend. So I'm actually interested to see Windham Rotunda return to WWE, especially if you're going to have feuds like with Karrion Kross, bro. Like, sign me up for that shit. I'll be the first one on the sign page to see Karrion Kross. The storyline you could do with that, tremendously fun. And again, if Sasha Banks and Naomi are back on track. I saw Sasha Banks' photo recently. It looks like she's got her fucking hair, the blue and the lime green. It looks like she's ready. For the longest time, she was back to like a brown or a darker hair that she was sporting. It looks like she's ready. So now we got to think Sasha Banks, Naomi. Dude, I mean, is this a mega return tonight? If Sasha and Naomi come back, are you putting them into this tag team division? And why the fuck, unless you really are going to build a tag division, is Triple H really going to say, dude, I don't give a fuck what the old bastard said. I'm going to really do this now. We're going to make a tag division and you guys are going to head it. Or do you just have Sasha and Naomi come back separate ways? The old Journey song, separate ways, man. And let Sasha pile up her singles championship reigns. But as I was talking about the Bray Wyatt situation, Sasha and Naomi are in fact, everything looks to be settled. It looks to be pretty official now that they are staying with the WWE. They never left. They were never released. I don't know where the people thought that they actually got released. I don't know where or why people would think that when all the evidence said that they were on the roster sheet, man. Their name still had WWE. I mean, legally, you can't do that if you actually release them. I hope people understand that this was only a matter of time. I still think even with Vince, they were somehow going to come back. It probably would have been a long fucking time. Triple H, snap of a fucking finger, man. Papa H. You know, a lot of these kids, you either love Triple H or you don't. A lot of people he worked with don't like him. A lot of the kids that he's bringing up, like the NXT developmental system and all that, that's Papa H to them. So Sasha and Naomi will absolutely come back for him, man. So we'll see, man. That's huge news. So far, man, you got Jon Laurinaitis. We're hearing the latest word is that Jon Laurinaitis has officially been fired from WWE. It's been on and off, hot and cold. He's been told to go home, let the smoke clear, let the dust settle. Now we're hearing it's official. The dude is gone. You got to believe maybe they found more dirt on the guy. You got to believe that something else was uncovered and they just don't want any ties to Laurinitis. Laurinitis is out officially gone from WWE. I hope to have more when I'm with you guys later for the 1 hour live stream of Monday Night Raw. The first hour of Raw, I'll be live with you guys. Hopefully, I'll have more. Also, Sasha Naomi officially back with WWE. They never really left, but they're ready to rock any hour now. They could be tonight. We heard it could have been last week, but it's just about when Triple H wants to do this. You got to believe that he's going to want Sasha's name, Naomi as well, but especially Sasha, on the marquee for Clash at the Castle and in Saudi, which are two big events coming up over the next couple of months. You got to believe H is not going to sit on Sasha Banks, but we are hearing that Sasha's making her imminent return along with Naomi, possibly tonight. Again, we said the same thing last week. We'll see the latest on that. Well, I'm getting the Miro thing up. You guys hear the Ronda Rousey thing, man. Her suspension from WWE, clearly storyline. The outlets, Entertainment Tonight, People Magazine, they ran with it. They actually thought Ronda Rousey was suspended, like, for real. And they ran with that shit, man. Ronda Rousey was getting nonstop fucking calls and press and media trying to get a comment from her. It was hilarious. I meant to talk about this last Wednesday. But WWE totally fooled the media, bro, and they went into left field with a hockey stick. They really sold Ronda Rousey's suspension, man. Too funny, man. I meant to bring that up last week. It was in the description, too. The information down below, and I never got to it. We ended up going nearly 2 hours reminiscing about wrestling from the past. Now, for Miro, guys, this past Friday, Rampage, newcomer was granted a championship eliminator match against current interim world champion Jon Moxley. Mance Warner, I believe is his name. Miro didn't like that. Miro put this on his social. Who's this guy fighting for the title? Totally throwing shade at the match. Tony Khan is trying to promote Rampage. Miro's over here going, who the hell's this guy fighting for the title, this fucking chump? So a fan actually writes to Miro in response, are you still in AEW? It seems you had it better in WWE. Miro went and liked the message. Miro liked that response, guys. So the guy, the fan that said, are you still in AEW? It seems you had it better in WWE. Miro liked that shit. Showing again what we've been hearing, that Miro is not satisfied with his AEW run. And it's weird. In interviews, you'll hear him say, no, he's in a good spot. He likes the trajectory. He wouldn't have had it different the way he debuted. And then when he gets on social, he does what he did in WWE. You guys remember in WWE, he was all over social, defining in great detail is his unhappiness with Vince McMahon in WWE. He wanted out of that prison. It seems like when he gets on Soch is where he just lets his true feelings out. He doesn't want to see Vance Warner or whatever the fuck this dude's name was. Mance Warner. He didn't want to see him in a title match. He didn't want to see Mox with a title, and he wants better booking. So, interesting to see how Miro is on that shit and where he stands, because Miro gives mixed signals in his interviews. Everything is hunky-dory. And online, he's like, I'm not happy at all, man. What the fuck is Tony Khan doing with me? What do we got here with Rock and Roman? Yeah, Roman and Rock now is looking a lot more unlikely, people are saying. But BC has been saying that. BC has been saying that Rock and, unless Triple H can work some magic, man, the filming. The Rock is taking on so many projects, just like John Cena. I don't know where they're going to get the time to do this shit, man. Again, if you're just joining, man, Jon Laurinaitis has officially been fired from WWE, guys. I know it's been ebb and flow, hot and cold, but he has officially been fired, guys. So we'll see, man. We'll see. I mean, if Vince ever comes back, you got to believe he loves bringing his peeps back. You got to believe Jon Laurinaitis will have yet another run. Let me just put one more chance, man. People power. Guys, thank you for over 200 on the ups. I totally forgot to mention that. On the ups, we just hit over 200. Let's head toward 250 live before we even end the stream. And we got a lot more to talk about, man. My VIP supers are up in the house. I see you guys, man, all colored up there. So I appreciate the hell out of you guys. Is there anything else I want to go over before I take it to the VIP super chats? Because we're going to talk a lot more about Jon Laurinaitis, a lot more about Karrion Kross, my feelings on where all this goes. Oh yeah, there was one other thing, man. Liv Morgan on SmackDown got booed. Kayla Braxton, you could see her face. Kayla Braxton was pissed off. Kayla Braxton was pissed off that Liv Morgan was getting booed by the crowd. And BC was kind of turned off by that, too. I don't see, chance of you tapped out. Liv Morgan has busted her ass to get where she has. I don't know why the crowd is turning on her so easily. But that was pretty cringeworthy. And that's why Brian Danielson says, fickle fans. If you guys ever wondered why Brian Danielson says fickle fans, there you go, man. How fast you can turn on somebody awesome like Liv Morgan. That's just, yeah, you guys up in the chat just screaming out fickle. I don't know if you guys, man, if you guys were as pissed as BC, but that was cringeworthy to hear. Liv Morgan busted her ass, got the championship, and we're already turning on her. That's why we can't have anything that lasts in this fucking community, in these companies. Because the second they give us something that we do like or want, we fucking turn on it. And then they're like, well, fuck, if we give it to them, they're just gonna shit on it anyway. How the fuck can people shit on Liv Morgan? That was one of the things I really wish that I did a SmackDown review this week, because I really wanted to talk about that shit. I don't understand that. You really can't, Mean Dean. You can't have nice shit. We beg and we plead and we cry and we bitch and we moan for good shit. And when we get it, we applaud it. And the next week, we shit on it. Liv is still champ. Why the fuck is she still champ? She's been champ for 2 fucking weeks. Was it? Oh, well, a week and a half. But still, man, that's a whole week and a half. Why is she champion for a week and a half? Will somebody take the title off of her? This is too long. I'm bored. This is stale, man. How the fuck is she champion a week and a half already? The title reign is stale. Now, right? We can't be doing that. It's not stale. It's still the same Liv that we love. I don't understand that, man. I really don't. It is what it is, man. I don't know. I don't know what to really say, man. That was just really, that was one of those moments where it just, Brian Danielson, I just hear him in our ear, like, fickle! Fickle! Fickle and Einhorn. Yo, my super chats, man. Guys, I want to get to you guys, see how you feel on all of today's news, man. We covered a lot so far, man. Jon Laurinaitis fired from WWE officially. Sasha Naomi officially back with WWE. Karrion Kross re-signs with World Wrestling Entertainment, going right for the big dog. Hold on, come on. Oh, thank goodness. All right, let's do this. Oh, I couldn't get the screen up for my supers. I got you guys. All right. Where do we start off, man? Colin is up in this bitch. Colin, 199. Do you think Tony Khan should be worried? Good question, Colin. No, not worried. If he starts to worry and take his eye off the ball and starts paying too much attention to WWE, that's exactly how Triple H lost his war with Tony Khan on Wednesday nights. You take the eye off the ball, you start worrying about your competition too much, you're going to lose. It happened to WCW. They admit that they had 2 monitors when they were doing their shows. One monitor for their show, Nitro, and the other monitor watching Raw. And they would just try to counter and everything. And eventually they lost because of it. Triple H lost. He got his ass whooped to Tony Khan. If Tony Khan just sees the momentum has shifted, guys. You guys see that, right? You guys see it with the atmosphere in pro wrestling with WWE and AEW. You probably see it with other podcasters that you watch, right? I mean, AEW doesn't seem like the cool kids anymore. It seems like everybody is so high on WWE now. Once again, now that Triple H is jumped into charge. So Tony Khan can't just lose sight of the fact that he still has so much going for him. He has a roster when fully healthy that you could easily say is second to none. WWE can do the same thing, but they have an immaculate roster. If you can just get together those I always say it's up for grabs, guys. Colin, I'll answer your question like this. Do I think Tony Khan should be worried about the momentum that WWE has now that H is in charge? No. I've said this for the longest time. Right now, it's up in the air who's going to be the number one pro wrestling company. It's one massive storyline away, a la NWO storyline back in the day with Stinger. Hulk Hogan joining the NWO, all of that shit. Or Vince McMahon, Stone Cold. Something that captures the imagination of the entire world. Makes non-wrestling fans wrestling fans. People that were once wrestling fans return. People that are wrestling fans love it even more somehow. We're one storyline away. Whether that's going to be Triple H tonight, next month, a year from now, or Tony Khan Wednesday night, 6 months from now or a year from now. It's up in the air. Who wants to fucking capture our attention? Nobody's done it in years. Vince McMahon for 10 years has not given us an epic storyline. Tony Khan, the closest he come, MJF, Wardlow, closest. So if Tony Khan keeps the focus on his product and delivers that one massive epic storyline that captures the world's attention, he doesn't have to worry about Triple H or WWE. Right now, the ball is in these promoters' courts. So, Colin, that's the long answer, man. The short answer is no. He should not be worried. Although he does have to know that he's no longer the cool kid in the school. You know, the kid that was once the cool kid has somehow became the cool kid again, and WWE is somehow the cool kid again. So, Colin, that's what he's got to be, cognizant of that fact. Ms. Flawless Stone is up in here. Miss Flawless Stone, I don't get to see up in here too often. Let me give a proper salute. In fact, that's a banger bomb. $100 banger by Ms. Flawless Stone. Before I even read that shit, chat, you know we got to put up the fucking bombs, the fire, the electricity, the coffees, all down below, man, for Ms. Flawless Stone. Damn, 100 spot. JR9 Gaming, thanks for showing that love. Marie Appleway, Carlos Ray, Warwick, Beast Morgan, Pile Driver, Renee, Jacqueline, Maya Anthony, Big Nang, Trev Rains. All that love is for you, Miss Flawless Stone. I don't know if you're still up in the chat. You probably delivered that a while back while I was ranting about all the top stories in pro wrestling for today. NJPW, Sontivia, James, Eric, Little Brando, Dalton, Janelle, Mick, Ray, King, Malatais, Deontay, thank you guys, man. That's all for you, Miss Flawless Stone. Massive 100 banger, man. Helps out the channel greatly. It's never needed. I'm always going to have coffee regardless, but it's always appreciated if you want to tip the content creator. BC ain't going to fucking X-nay it, man. I appreciate the fuck out of you guys, man. And Miss Flawless Stone to another fucking level on today's chat, man. I haven't been able to shoot the shit with you guys in days, man, since last Wednesday, so pretty fucking epic. Miss Flawless Stone, let me get to what you said, man. I'm over here thanking you over here nonstop. Miss Flawless Stone says, hey, handsome BC. Hey, Sasha, you hear that? I am handsome. Derogatory remarks to BC. Miss Flawless Stone, hey, handsome. I went to the C2E2 and met some wrestlers besides The Undertaker. I challenged Sasha Banks to the hair color match with my promo, and she said snatched bald. She didn't say yes. I accept. She loves the idea, though. Good shit, man. Good shit. I told her about you, too. I am the heel here. I'm sure she knows all about BC, man. I've been supporting Sasha Banks for a long time. I've also been highly critical of the way she's been booked. But she knows that we have nothing but the utmost love for her on this channel. Miss Flawless Stone, I thank you for sending Sasha some love over from BC and the unit. And that's so awesome. You got to shoot your idea over to her as well. Pretty badass. Badass. Miss Flawless Stone. Always good to see you up in here. The 100 spots a bonus, man. That's never needed. But damn, that's the one way to support the fucking channel, Miss Flawless Stone. You've been gone for a while. You come back with a fucking banger. Thank you. Salute to Miss Flawless Stone. Big Sasha Banks fan. So appreciate the hell out of you, Miss Flawless Stone. Always good to see you up in here. 100 banger. Trev Reigns of the Tribal Gods up in here with a 10 spot. I hate how the Vikings were booked last Friday night. It looked like they were doing it right, doing a jobber tag match, and 50-50 booking. Eric loses to Kofi via the most awe-inspiring move, the fruit roll-up. Trev Reigns, the Tribal God, I don't understand it, to be honest. I'm like, wow, they're bringing the jobber match back. They're new and vicious is what we're told. They won pretty decidingly. Now you just have him go backstage and do something dastardly to Kofi. He's by himself. He's got no Big E. He's got no Xavier Woods. I mean, if you truly want to bump up the Viking Raiders, okay, they just won the jobber match. Now you have them beat the fuck out of Kofi in a unique, fun way. You don't have Kofi come down and then have Kofi beat one of them via a roll-up 2 minutes after they just won a tag match. I don't understand. And this is the shit that over time, okay, you want to give him a mulligan last week, that's fine. But over time, H is going to have to go over the full script. And these are the things that he cannot allow. This is the shit you expect from Vince. You cannot have that type of booking with the Viking Raiders and Kofi Kingston. You can't do it. It's not that we don't like it, which we don't, by the way. You literally can't do it because it's not going to do anything for anybody. So Trev Reigns, you got me. You got me. What happened there? But nobody wants to talk about it because we're only supposed to talk about the positives because Triple H is in charge. No, we still have to talk about the bad parts, right? The shit that is making the wrestlers look like idiots. That Viking Raiders segment should have never happened. They should have ended it at the jobber win, the squash match, beat the fuck out of Kofi in a unique, fun way. There you go. Easy peasy, as Oscar would say. Trev Reigns, the Tribal God. I appreciate that, dude, as always. Always good to see you up in here. Ray Hunt's up in here with the 5 spots. Says, haven't been in the stream the last couple of weeks. Got fruit roll-up by the Pandem 19. Happy to see Kross back and not in his OnlyFans attire with his leather suspenders. Ray Hunt, no doubt, dude. Hopefully you're all good, man. I hope you whooped the 19's ass, as I know you did. You're an AMP unit member. We don't bullshit around. We just beat the shit out of the 19. So, Ray Hunt, I'm glad that you're back better than ever, dude. And just like you, I was so happy to see Kross. We've always been high on that dude. And he's right back where he always should have been. Obviously, it's probably for a lot less money. But Nick Khan, okay, Triple H, man. Triple H told Nick Khan his idea, his vision. They were able to work out a price, and Karrion Kross, out of all the people, shocks everybody on Friday night. I fucking loved it, Ray Hunt. Renee G's up in this bitch. What up, Renee? 10 spot. Okay, so when is Johnny L divorce? LOL. Oh, is he still married to the Bella's mother? I mean, not to turn this into a fucking a gossip sheet, but Is Johnny Laurinaitis still married to the Bella's mother? Because if so, that's just... Because wasn't that for a few years now? It wasn't the paralegal? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't even want to get into that. Who was that? Renee G? I don't even know. I can pretty much guarantee that BC is not going to be covering the divorce of Johnny L. I am breaking the news. I'm not breaking it, but we're talking about the breaking news of Johnny L being fired from WWE. What the hell? I was just passing around a paralegal. Come on, give me one more chance. Come on, don't future endeavor Johnny L. But we're talking about it. That's where it ends. I'm not going to be covering this dude's divorce because that seems to be imminent. Renee G. Yeah, you guys are telling me he's still married. DB 10 spot. What up, DB? My guess is that Kross is picked because Roman ran through the roster and there's nobody else. Did you see the tweet from Kayla Braxton about Liv being booed? Terrible that fans are already turning on Liv. DB, good to see you up in here, man. Yes, I just talked about it a little bit, how it's just, it's cringeworthy to hear people boo Liv Morgan, and it just justifies what Bryan Danielson said a long time ago about fans being fickle. And it shows you that promoters can't really listen to the fans too much because we're just going to turn on our own fucking decisions. What we claim we want, when we get it, we want something else nearly just as fast as it happens. And that's, again, why we can't have good things. We said that Liv Morgan deserves it for how long? And already we're doing this to Liv Morgan. And I saw Kayla Braxton's social media post. Kayla Braxton was not happy. She said, hey, if you were wondering why I was making that face, it's because I thought it was pathetic that she was being booed. I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically what she said. In the "you tapped out" chant, exactly. I mean, how the fuck you gonna do that to Liv of all people? And then you wonder why we have a shit product. Yeah, you can half blame Vince McMahon for that, but you also have to blame fans, man. We've gotten fucking weird. It's like we don't know what we want. BC's always remained consistent with what is needed in pro wrestling for it to succeed. I've never wavered in that. And I won't for Liv Morgan either. And as far as Kross being picked because Roman ran through everybody, DB, the only problem is he's being billed automatically already as the number 2 heel behind Roman. So now you're going to have your number 1 and number 2 heels go at one another? Without a proper storyline, that's going to fall flat on its face. If given a good storyline, we can back it. But now one of them is going to be cheered. And that's not really what a number 2 heel should be being portrayed as. A fucking applauded. Or you tell me Roman's going to be applauded. That's not a heel, man. So DB, there's some concerns. I don't know where they're going. You got to believe that Kross is going to cost McIntyre the belt, the strap, the title, the championship, and it's going to be a Karrion-Drew feud, and that Karrion will not come across Roman in the future unless he's a face. You got to believe that that's what they're doing, DB. Trev Reigns, the Tribal God, another 10 spot, says Bray Wyatt's message has some WWE references. Would he return to World Wrestling Entertainment with Triple H in charge? I think so. It's a Vince McMahon creation. It's actually Bray Wyatt. It's a Windham creation. Bruce Pritchard had a lot of input in it. Vince McMahon approved it all. So this isn't one of his kids. But Triple H, I don't know if Tony Khan knows what to do with somebody like Windham Rotunda Bray Wyatt. I don't. And I know that Vince McMahon can easily, because he's done it so many times, help to ruin what Bray Wyatt has tried to create. So Triple H, in a way, is our only hope to see Bray Wyatt flourish to the leaps and bounds that he always should have been on without any fucking backtracking. He's always had good booking in WWE. It's just the big matches. Vince always had him lose. Super Showdown to Goldberg. Hell in a Cell to Seth Rollins. WrestleMania to Randy Orton, 1 RKO. That's the shit that cannot happen. Trev Reigns, the Tribal God. Other than that, absolutely, I think Triple H and him can work really well together, and I hope they do. PB Silipride's up in this bitch, $4.99. PB Silipride says once VKM is gone, there will be change one way or another, even with Triple H. Question is, will it be better or worse? So far, we are seeing it in the better direction. And we thought that Triple H would do that. Now, over a long period of time, can Triple H sustain a better product? We saw what happened when he got beat by Tony Khan, and we saw his health take a drastic fucking change and take a beating. I hope it's not too much for Triple H going forward, but you do see that he's trying to make things better. How much is Vince really going to allow him to is the question. But you're right, PB Silla Pride, one way or the other. I mean, you're talking about a guy who's 76, 77 years old. One way or the other, whether this is practice and Vince comes out of retirement in 2 years when the investigation smoke settles, one way or the other, if they do not sell the company, which is always a very real possibility within the next calendar year, if they don't sell, H is going to be at the helm. Health-wise, can he maintain? Jimmy Fingers 19, 2019. What up, Jimmy Fingers 19? Off topic, BC, but it's bugging me. I watched the Lex Luger doc last night. Wasn't that good shit? That was crazy, man, that Luger documentary. I highly recommend it to the unit. Me too. That was really a lot of things I learned about Lex Luger and his attitude and why the Lex Express was really a dud. Forget it being a cheesy gimmick. It still could have worked, but I didn't know Lex's attitude was that bad. I didn't know that many people thought he was a real-life narcissist. Anyway, Jimmy Fingers 19 says, like it or dislike it, Lex Luger should have won the title at SummerSlam 93. He was punished for being cranky, being on a bus all summer. Yeah, he well, I think Jimmy Fingers 19, but like the documentary said, it was eye-opening for Vince. It was like, maybe he can't carry the load. I need to see more out of him. I need to know that he's going to hug all the kids and tell them to take their vitamins and train and say their prayers like Hulk Hogan. I need to know that I can trust Lex Luger. He never gave Vince that. He never gave Vince the inkling that he can be the next Hulk Hogan. In fact, in the documentary, he literally says, Jimmy Fingers 19, he says, I didn't want to be the next Hulk Hogan. I wanted to be Lex Luger. And I commend that. That's awesome. But Vince was looking for a certain type of individual. So I do hear you. I know you're on a bus, you're going to be cranky, but even without the bus, you heard the stories. You saw the doc last night, Jimmy Fingers 19. Even without the bus, this dude was a self-absorbed kind of douche, which was odd because people said he was actually a really good dude. He was just all full of himself. It was always about Lex. I guess what I'm saying is that 93, it was ruined for him. But did he do enough to show Vince that he should be the guy? Because you do have to pat kids on the head. You do have to smile a lot more. You do have to sign more autographs. You have to be off the bus more than you're going to stay on it, not just during the time allotted that you have to mingle with fans. You got to get off 5 minutes earlier and stay 5 minutes longer with the crowds. These are things you got to do when you're the Hulk Hogan of the company. Lex was not willing to do that. So I totally hear you. Jimmy Fingers 19. I'm not disagreeing at all. You're exactly right. But I kind of see why they didn't pull the trig. And when they didn't at 93 and the balloons came down, the streamers, everybody was in there like he just won the title. And BC, just like you and so many, were like, what are they celebrating? The dude didn't win jack shit. He didn't even win a fucking free donut at Dunkin' Donuts. Buy two, get one free. He won nothing. And they're celebrating it like it's the 4th of July. It made him look like an idiot. Jimmy Fingers 19, appreciate it, dude. Sam Byers with that 3-spot super sticker emote. Sam Byers, always good seeing you up in here. Thank you, dude. Youngblood 085 with a 5-spot coffee. Youngblood 085 says, what I heard is that Karrion is taking the WWE title because the USA Network is tired of Roman not being on Raw. Well, the USA Network was never high on Karrion, though. They never came to his defense, so I don't know where you're hearing that from, but you could easily give Drew that and put Drew on the USA Network, or just wait till Cody comes back in a few months. I don't understand why Karrion Kross would have to be a guy to come in as a heel and help the USA Network take it from another heel. So I get what you're saying, Youngblood 085. Now they have a top heel on their program because Roman doesn't want to work Mondays. But you're going to go about this by having the number 2 heel beat the number 1 heel. It just doesn't make sense still. So I understand Youngblood 085. I just never heard that USA Network was that high on somebody like Karrion. So if that's the case, you could pinpoint anybody in that position. But I'll look more into that for sure. Drama King with a 20 spot. Drama King's up in here. What up, Drama King? Rehearsed gymnastics doesn't equal work rate. I don't mind seeing it, but it feels very overdone. Also, I would love to see Sasha Banks come back soon. The women's division needs her. She gives everyone their best match. Yeah, I always say that, Drama King. First of all, salute for the 20 spot. Always appreciated, man. Never needed, always appreciated, Drama King. And I totally agree with you. Sasha Banks is everybody's best match, whether it's Asuka, whether it's Io Shirai, whether it's Bianca Belair, whether it's Becky Lynch, whether it's Charlotte Flair. She gives everybody their best match. She's the common denominator. So, Drama King, if what we're hearing is accurate, she's officially back. She never really left WWE, but she did walk away. Her and Naomi have been able to mend the fences with Triple H, and we thought they could be back next week, or last week on Raw. They could absolutely show up tonight, and BC's going to be with you guys for the first hour of Raw. So we'll see, man. We'll see if Sasha and Naomi come out tonight. Wouldn't that be something? Maybe they're included into this tag team tournament. I would bring them back separated. No need to have them rehash another tag team. Even though H will probably do it the right way, or more correct than wrong, more right than wrong. I just don't understand why they would need to be together coming back. But Drama King, you might not have to wait too long, man. We're hearing that Sasha Banks and Naomi have come to terms with settling their grievances, and they're going to be back full-time with WWE, possibly tonight. And yeah, I agree. Rehearsed gymnastics doesn't equal work rate. I don't mind seeing it, but it feels very overdone. It just seems like every match I'm seeing the same shit. A moonsault, a suicide dive, a ping pong ball, dive over the top rope, go to commercial, come back. High octane sequences. Selling, in-ring psychology thrown to the wayside. I'm with you. Drama King, it's just not needed, man. And it's very overdone. Appreciate it, Drama King. Ron C, 23's up in this bitch. 199 BC, keeping it real as always. Change here soon. Rocket to the stratosphere. Ron C, 23, keeping it real as always. You say BC is doing. Well, I only know that way, man. I keep it real because I don't know any fucking falsity. I don't have a falsity button. I don't have a bullshit or sugarcoat button. You know that, Ron C. So at least you know when you tune on this channel, you know you're going to get 100% real shit coming at you. Not my opinion, I assure you. Not my opinion. Ron C23, it's always good seeing you up in here, man. I appreciate those words. Hold on, we're not even done, man. You guys are smashing the hell out of this Monday fucking Amplified Live, man. We're not even done. Jimmy Fingers 19, 519 says, I said it last Monday. I wanted to see Kross open up Raw last week with Scarlett's ham hanging out. I popped at WWE for the first time this decade. You did say that, Jimmy Fingers, and I thought of Scarlett's ham hanging out. Jimmy Fingers 19, 2019 says, BC, I don't care who is face or heel. Every person for themselves. That was the realness of the Attitude Era that I loved. Let the fans boo or cheer who they want. Kross attacking Drew and then calling out Roman, that's real to me. Right, but you just don't want to ruin one of them, though, Jimmy Fingers 19. I think that's what's being lost in translation. You get what I'm saying? You don't want to ruin Roman as a heel if he's going to be out-heeled by Kross, and you don't want Kross to come back supposed to be a heel, and Roman makes him look like a fucking idiot. I don't want Kross to look like an idiot. So I'm saying I'll do the number 1, number 2 heels. Kross versus Roman, heel versus heel. Let's do it for the title. Okay. But please, you got to give us a flawless storyline where none of them are going to be out-heeled. That's hard to do. That's very hard to do, actually. So I'm up for it. I just wish there wasn't the blurred lines. The blurred lines is what's really making the booking so awkward. We don't have anybody that we truly can be for. I liked it. You're right. It felt real, right? I mean, he takes out McIntyre, and then he turns his attention to Roman, and we quickly find out that they're not together. But if they don't know how to do this flawlessly, this could be ugly. And if Karrion just loses to Roman, forget about it. How about that, unit? Wonder if Karrion does take out Roman, and Roman just plows through Karrion Kross. Dude was brought back just to lose to Roman. Nobody thought of that, did ya? But Jimmy Fingers 19, I do agree with you. I mean, it was really badass. He beats up Drew, and then he looks at Roman like, I'm not with you either. But I can't say that I'm going to be upset if I don't get Kross and Roman. I won't be. I think it's smart business if you want to keep them away from one another for the foreseeable future, unless you got something fucking banging going on for those two. Carlos Ray with a 10 spot. Good to see you back, brother. I for one, would love to see one of Roman's titles on Kross. Salute. Well, I'm a Kross dude. I'm high on Karrion Kross. So, Carlos, number one, always good seeing you up in here, bro. Thank you. Number two, I'm with you, man. I'm as a Carlos fan. I am a Carlos fan as well. As a Karrion Kross fan, there's no doubt him winning a championship is not going to make BC smile. I mean, that's fucking awesome. I sound like a broken record. It has to be done correctly. We can't just be throwing it on dudes just because we want to see it. Because I assure you, Carlos, every one of us that are saying, yeah, Karrion, just like what happened to Liv Morgan, a week later, they'll be booing the fuck out of Karrion Kross, saying that his title reign is stale and that it's boring. We gotta be careful. If you're gonna separate the titles, I think Cody should get it from Roman. If you're not going to do something fun with The Rock and Roman for the title, Cody Rhodes has to be the guy. I'm a huge Karrion Kross fan. I don't see how you leapfrog Cody Rhodes for Karrion. And you say, well, Cody can get it from Karrion, BC. No, Cody needs to be the one to take it from Roman. All of this, what was being built for Roman Reigns, what is it? Over 700 days of being the fucking champion. He's a double belt champion. 2 belts Reigns. 2 belts tribal chief. Tribal 2 belts. All of this has to culminate in the biggest face of the company, which is going to be Cody Rhodes. It's going to be the Lex Luger 93 thing all over again. If Cody's not the one to do it, Karrion Kross? I'm a huge Karrion fan. I've said it 1,000 times in this podcast. I don't see how Karrion, all of this was for Karrion to take the title? Heel versus heel? I'm not seeing it. It's gotta be Cody, man. It's sitting in their lap for Cody to come back and take that shit. I understand a lot of you guys don't want to wait for Cody to come back. But I just don't see Karrion doing this, man. I build him up over time. In the future, if he gets the title, cool. I don't want to see hot potato. I don't want to see him any middlemen here. Transition champions. I don't want to see anything like that. But I'm on team. I'm a huge Karrion Kross fan. Killer Kross, as I see up in the chat. But it's got to be Cody. I'm in the Cody camp. Who takes the title from Roman? Cody. If you don't have something cool with The Rock. You guys know I have 12 different ways that The Rock could actually take the title and then be taken out the following night and you never see The Rock again. And then when Roman gets the title back, he's even more of a vicious heel. But that's creativity for another day. Carlos, much love and appreciation, man. Big Nang, 10 spot. Big Nang, BC. I was blessed to see Taker versus HBK back-to-back WrestleManias live and was sick witnessing the end results of Hell in a Cell 2019. How was your experience in live crowds and any great bad matches or moments you witnessed live? I don't know. I mean, I saw so many matches. I can't really say. It's always a different atmosphere when you're witnessing it live. I was at WrestleMania 11 live where I saw Lawrence Taylor take on Bam Bam Bigelow. So that tells you how many fucking not so great matches I've seen. But so I don't know. I would have to really think about my experiences because I saw so many matches live. Thankfully, the majority of them are good. If I was live and I saw what happened to Bray Wyatt at Hell in a Cell 29, I'd be fucking just furious. I mean, fans were leaving absolutely upset, furious. If you guys remember the video that was caught when fans were leaving the arena. I mean, Seth Rollins has never been the same after that ending. And you saw Taker and HBK back-to-back. Well, then you saw WrestleMania 25. That's the best wrestling match of all time. If you're BC, if you ask me what was my favorite wrestling match of all time, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 25, you can't beat that shit. It had everything a wrestling match is supposed to have. It was a tale of beauty. Top to bottom, start to finish, beginning to end. A flawless, epic wrestling match that nothing will ever come close to. So you got to see the best of the best, Big Nang, but I would have to really think about best and worst on my list. Big Nang, I appreciate the hell out of you, brother. Always good seeing you up in here. Snake Venom 499. Snake Venom says this is unrelated, but did you see the post by Windham Rotunda on Instagram? If so, could it mean something or is it just nothing? Snake Venom, I went over. I don't know if you caught the earlier in the stream, but I went over Bray Wyatt's post. I don't know if it's different from his other social media. Maybe he posted something different on IG. I don't know. But I went over what he put up on most of his social, just talking about his love letter to pro wrestling. And he plants a lot of seeds about business. He literally says the words, business is business. In pro wrestling, budgets are meant to be cut. Sounds a lot to me like this is a guy who still loves pro wrestling, is ready to come back, and he's ready to come home to WWE. It doesn't sound like a guy who's going over to AEW or anywhere else. So I did see that, Snake Venom, and seeds were planted, and it sounds like Bray Wyatt's coming back to WWE sooner rather than later. And they probably want to get him for Saudi Arabia, I'm guessing. Snake Venom, I appreciate it, man. Dropkick Richie, 5-spot. The Liv haters want to see Charlotte Flair champion again, which is boring. Something, bro. I mean, I can't believe when I heard Liv Morgan being fucking booed by that crowd Friday night. That's the last thing that I thought that I would hear. I was as shocked as I was to see Karrion Kross show up on Friday night. I think I was just as shocked to hear Liv Morgan booed and people yelling, "You tapped out" to her. I mean, that was just fucked up. Dropkick Richie. They probably are Team Charlotte Flair. Who knows, man? Team Charlie. PB Sillaprod, $9.99. Fickle fans are a big reason for VKM's decisions. Even when they got what they wanted, they still complained. They complained regardless. So Vince figured he might as well put his own people up there. I think that's a big part of it, PB Sillaprod. I think he's actually said that many times. He says sometimes the fans don't even know what they want. Or if you give them what they want, they're quickly going to want something more because of our attention spans today. You can't say that the old bastard was that wrong. Again, it goes back to what we heard about Liv Morgan and the chants to her on Friday. It goes back to what Bryan Danielson said. Fickle fans. Fans today are fickle. Fans today, their attention span is too short. Well, you know, you're not making them look like they're wrong when you're chanting shit like that to Liv Morgan. PB Sillapride, no doubt. Dante Jaron 23. What up, Dante Jaron 23? They should have booked Liv in a feud with someone believable that she could beat. Realistically, she can't beat Ronda, Shayna, so she's booked looking weak. Can't say that I disagree. The Ronda thing is awkward as fuck. I will absolutely agree with that. And now they're choosing to make something out of Shayna just for Liv. I mean, you know Liv's going to beat her, obviously. So you're going to have Shayna come out of nowhere, obscurity, after being fucking buried, just straight up fucking bodied for 2 years straight. She wins this match this past Friday to go to a fucking event in a few weeks, to lose to Liv. What is that doing for Shayna? And as Dante Jaron 23 says, people are looking at Liv and going, damn, you're starting with some of the actual real badasses in the company? I agree. It's not the trajectory that BC would have went with. Big Nang, 2 spot. Whose dumb idea was it to have Liv tap before the 3 count? Because they tried, Big Nang, they tried to save face with Ronda, just kind of back. I didn't mind the finish. I thought if you're going to do that, and we heard that their match time got cut short, so they went with that. They were just backed into such a corner. It's kind of the only finish they could have done. I didn't expect the crowd to totally turn on Liv as quick as they did on Friday, man. That's what shocks me. I didn't think the finish was that bad. They had to cut, we heard, 5 minutes from the match? Ronda had her locked in. She taps her out, but she ends up getting pinned. I didn't like what happened to Ronda after. She's vicious. She's looking like a heel, sounding like a heel, and then she just... No, she did beat that's how she got suspended. So she did beat the fuck out of the... Yeah, so I like that too. What am I saying? She did go full heel, right? She fucking flapjacked the referee, and that's how she got suspended. So I like everything about it. Liv Morgan just got fucking into the doghouse with the fans somehow. I'm hoping it was just that arena, dude. Maybe it's a pro-Charlie arena. I have no idea. I don't. I was caught off guard with how they treated Liv on Friday night. Delron Utzi, 2 spot. What up, BC? It's been a while. Been busy working. Rocket. Delron Utzi, man. Get that money, man. Kick ass at work. It's always good seeing you up in here. Don't worry about it, man. Work comes first. If you ever got a chance to stop in, smash that up and say what's up, always appreciate it, Delron Utzi. And by the way, speaking of smashing the up and saying what's up, we almost at 300 live, man. So unit, I say we smash the hell out of that. We give it an amplified fucking elbow. Let's go over 300. Let's start fucking smash barreling toward 400 on the ups. I appreciate it, guys. Helps the algorithm later. Sean Stiggers, 10 spots. Sean says, been following for a minute, my guy, but I've never spotted you any coffee. I know it's not needed, but this one's on the house. Salute. Sean, I appreciate it, man. You said it yourself. It's not needed. You never have to spot BC a coffee, man. As long as you show up and are entertained, you understand the knowledge that I'm dropping, and if you don't mind smashing the up, that's all I ever ask for, man. Totally free of charge. But if you want to throw a tip over to the creator, if you want to throw a coffee over to BC, man, do I appreciate it, Sean. Always good seeing you up in here, man. Sean Stiggers with that 10 spot. Dude, salute. Fuck yeah, man. Trev Reigns, the tribal god, with a 10 spot. If The Rock versus Roman Reigns doesn't happen at WrestleMania 39, does it happen at WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia? I say no. Fuck I know 40 is a big celebration year. Fuck that. 39 is in Hollywood. The family name is on the line. Hollywood is The Rock and vice versa. That's the way to do it. Roman Reigns is already alluding to the fact that WWE is beneath him. He should be Mr. Hollywood and really show that he's the family high chief. It's got to be LA, man. It's got to be Hollywood. It can't be WrestleMania 40, guys. It can't be. So Trev Reigns, the tribal god. It's possible, but I say no way. If you miss out on 39, fuck that, man. You missed out. Malhatsis, Motocolo, you know, I just call you Moto up in this bitch. You know that's hopefully that's okay, man. Moto, yeah, you got it, man. Hey, BC, Moto here. I love that. Moto! Great show as always. Quick question. Do you think Liv will retain at Clash after the boos she received last Friday? I do. Under the new Triple H regime, Moto, I don't see how Triple H can just have Liv Morgan have a 1-month reign. And then she just loses it at Clash. I mean, that's going in the opposite direction, bruh. That's the total opposite direction, Moto. No way. And trust me, Ronda Rousey being the fucking heel, or no, to get to that, she's suspended Shayna Baszler first. Yeah. No, Shayna's going to lose. So, yeah, I was thinking Ronda and still Liv couldn't lose. It's Shayna. So Shayna's just going to lose again. Or hopefully H has something for Shayna. Maybe we can start to try to build her up again. It's going to take a lot more than that Friday victory. No, she does not lose. There's no way. I see zero way possible moto that Liv Morgan loses that championship at Clash. Appreciate it, Malatis Moto Colo. Moto, I appreciate it, man. Osea Weidman's up in this bitch. Proper salute to Osea. What, man, you guys are fucking on fire, dude. It's a Monday afternoon. I'm going to be with you guys in a few hours for the first hour of Raw. Damn. That many people are excited about Jon Laurinaitis getting fired, huh? Well, let me drop the news again. Jon Laurinaitis, people power, has been fired officially from World Wrestling Entertainment. I don't know why. Why are they letting me go? Just give me one more chance. Please. Don't future endeavor the future endeavorer. I'm the one that's supposed to do it. Please, people power. You guys love me, man. I bring power to the people. Well, now you can bring power to the unemployment line, motherfucker. But you guys are on fire, man. Osea Weidman, 1999. Up in this bitch. Always good seeing Osea. BC, glad I caught your live stream. I was there live to see the return of Karrion Kross at SmackDown. That place went bananas. Osea, that must have been an experience. It's so good to hear those words. To know that people know Karrion. And not just the dude in the medieval times helmet with the fucking Steve Urkel leather suspenders getting ready for his next OnlyFans photo shoot. No, they know who Karrion Kross, maybe even Killer Kross, is. So Osea, it's so good to know that everybody not just knows who he is, but was excited to see him. Because there is a lot of people that think he is just smoke and mirrors because he's not a flips and dives kind of guy. No. This guy can entertain, he can deliver. Just give him a chance. So Osea Weidman, good seeing you up in here. Thank you for the coffees as always. Never needed, always appreciated. And it's so good to hear those words. Because Karrion Kross is the real deal, man. He's such a good dude. I'm talking in real life. Karrion Kross is such a good dude. So to see it all work out, man, can't ask for more. Renee G with that 2-spot. Well, for one, I missed you, BC. Well, thank you, Renee. It's only been a few days. I last talked to you guys on Wednesday, but I missed the hell out of you guys as well, man. I love these amplified lives. And you guys are making them the special entity that they've become. So it's because of you guys we keep doing it. So Renee G, right back at you. Always good seeing you up in here. JR9 Gaming. 5-spot, my right-hand man on the channel, JR. JR9 says, I think it's Kross versus Drew versus Roman just for one title. The WWE title at Clash. Kross wins beating Drew. Then I do Kross and Edge for WWE title at Mania. Okay. Let me think of this, JR9. So Drew kind of gets screwed out of it then. Right? Storyline-wise, JR9, Drew earned that by beating Sheamus, right? A couple of attempts, but he finally did it. So all Kross had to do to get a match was just jump Drew? Storyline-wise, they're going to have to make me believe that a little more. I know I'm extra harsh in my critique. BC, let it slide, man. I can't. What do you want me to do? Drew had to earn his title shot. Kross just comes back, beats up Drew, and gets a title match. So it's not believable, number one. Hopefully they make me believe it, and I can be down with a triple threat. It would save Roman from being defeated. Drew takes the L. Kross gets a championship. I'm only down with this, JR9, as if, like you just said, it's for one title. Keep the other title on Roman. Cody should be getting that, if not The Rock. Otherwise, JR9, if they do this correctly and you give me a reason why Kross is in this match, not just he jumped Drew, because that's booking we've seen from Vince for 10 years. If you give me a real fun reason and I can believe it and invest into it, I'm okay with that. And then you have Edge come in. Edge can do great shit with Karrion Kross. Yeah, JR9. I'd be down with that for sure. And then with another 5-spot, JR9 says, with Kross only getting the WWE title, it allows Cody to win the Rumble, exactly, and then beat Roman for the Universal title, no doubt. The title Roman has held for over 700 days at Mania. Yes. Yes, JR9. Then I'm down with it. If it's not going to be The Rock taking it, Cody Rhodes has to be the one to take that title that he's had for over 700 motherfucking days. And I think it should be two separate defenses. Two separate people should be winning those titles. Now, if it has to be Kross, I'm down with it. I'm a big Kross fan. Just do it properly. That's all I'm asking Triple H. I've seen 10 years of the old bastard do it the wrong way. I'm hoping that H does all of this the right way. Other than that, JR9 Gaming, no doubt. I'm down with all that. You know that, though, man. I think we've said for the longest time it should be Cody getting it, ultimately. Big Nang's up in here again with another coffee 5 spot. Imagine Solo called up to the main roster, joins the Bloodline, build him, and then we get a Roman versus Solo at WrestleMania 40, similar to Triple H versus Batista passing the torch storyline. Now, Big Nang, I would love that. Not at 40. Solo is nowhere near ready to main event WrestleMania 40. Nowhere near. I know next year's 39, then we go to 40. No way. Solo is still trying to get people used to who the hell he is in NXT. And once he gets to the main roster, he's got a ways to be built up. But I don't know if I want to see Solo Roman headlining a WrestleMania within the next 2 years. Big Nang, I'm down with the storyline. Not at WrestleMania 40. Or fuck, they better build Solo like they were building Hulk Hogan back in the 80s, because I don't see how Solo is going to main event WrestleMania 40. But I'm down with the initial hierarchy of the storyline, Big Nang, for sure. Savage, 1024 The Punisher with a 10 spot. Do you remember the match between Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair 2 years prior to his match with Taker? Another classic. Now, if you're talking about WrestleMania 24, wasn't that WrestleMania 24 in Orlando? It was supposed to be Ric Flair's last match, was it not? So that was 1 year before Taker, Michaels, WrestleMania 25. I believe that was, it wasn't 23, right? Chat, Ric Flair versus Shawn Michaels. Ric Flair's career on the line. That was WrestleMania 24, correct? I think that was Orlando, Florida. Either way, Savage, I absolutely remember. It was such a good match. The ending, when Shawn Michaels looks at Flair and says, I'm sorry, I love you. And he super kicks the shit out of him to end his career. Shawn must have known, though, that it wasn't actually going to end his career. Yeah, it was 24, exactly. And then the next year, they did the best wrestling match that I've ever seen. Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, WrestleMania 25. But yeah, Savage 1024, The Punisher. What a match Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels was. A lot of people were upset with Ric Flair that he didn't honor that to be his last match, but you had to know how Flair lives, man. He lives his life by the day. I knew that wasn't going to be his last match. Leo Galamara. Leo with that 5 spot. Thank you, Leo. Says, book Sasha and Naomi returning a la CM Punk in 2011 after new champs at Clash. Sasha Naomi versus Io and Dakota ladder match. Extreme Rules. Sasha Naomi win. Fuck, man. Sounds pretty badass, Leo. I don't want to get my hopes up too high, man. Triple H is just starting out. But if you want to put Sasha and Naomi with Io and Dakota in a ladder match, Extreme Rules, well, fuck, man. BC's going to be front row with that shit. I'll pay double, dude. Leo, I'm down with that idea. That's funny shit, man. Youngblood 085 with a fitty banger. Yo, before I even read that, man, I know you guys probably already did. Put some fucking fire, some fucking bombs, some electricity, some biceps, some coffees down below for Youngblood 085 with a 50 banger, man. Like Miss Flawless Stone with 100 banger earlier. That's a lot of fucking pods of coffee, guys. That's boxes. You guys are making sure today that BC stays amplified for a long fucking time. Youngblood 085, I don't know if you're still up in here, dude, but all that love is for you, man. I appreciate that. The unit's showing that love right back because that's a lot of coffee keeping BC amped up. Damn! That's all for you, dog. Blowing up the fucking chat. Youngblood 085 with a 50 banger. Says, I hear what you're saying about the heel versus heel aspect of it. However, Cody could still take the Universal title since it doesn't seem like The Rock is making it back for this year's Mania. But if he can, absolutely save it for him. Yeah, Youngblood 085. Like JR was saying, absolutely. If they separate the titles, then Youngblood 085, I'm absolutely down for my boy Karrion getting the WWE title. And then that Universal Cody gets, I believe, is the 700-plus day title. So Youngblood 085, you're exactly correct. There's a way to absolutely do it. You're just going to have to separate the titles. I hope they don't have Roman just defend both at once. because you can do something really cool for two individuals at once here. I know there's a lot of people that don't like two titles. You think they can't book one properly, why have two? But guys, it's drastically going to help two individuals, man. Cody and Karrion Kross as champions, that's Roman doing the deed for two people that could really use it. So, Youngblood 085, I absolutely hear you, and I'm on board. If they're doing 2 for 1, it's got to be Cody. Has to be. Because they were just building him up for that. I mean, he was going to win the Money in the Bank briefcase. I mean, he probably would have won it at SummerSlam. Savage, thank you, man. Another 50. Bang. Let me give another salute. Ms. Flawless and Youngblood 085. That's not just throwing BC coffee. That's boxes, bro. That's boxes. Boxes of Dunkin' Espresso. Savage 1024, the Punisher with a 10 spot. Savage. Jon Laurinaitis was underwhelming as a wrestler and as a talent scout. It's a relief that he's fired from WWE. I'm not saying there will be change, but it's a start. Listen, if you're really going to talk about change, Laurinaitis had to go. There's no way that Vince is stepping down because of this investigation. And Jon Laurinaitis is just going to come back in a couple of months and just work hand in hand with Triple H. You can't do it. You can't do it. He was involved in the same investigation. There's a story that him and Vince were fucking bouncing around the paralegal like she's a basketball. Office to office. When Vince was fucking done with her, sent her over to Jon Laurinaitis so he could deliver his people power. Into the paralegal. And now and then you wonder, man, how it's like fucking, it's ironic, right? How karma works. The guy who always did the future endeavoring has just got future endeavored. The writing was on the wall. You never want to see somebody lose their job. I get it. But if you're really talking about change, then people better show his ass to the fucking door. Either he goes out on his own accord or he gets fired. We're hearing that he got fired, released. Get the fuck out. No more people power. Out with the trash. Again, you don't want to see people lose their job. I get it. You don't want to see a marriage in crisis. The Bella's mother is still married to him, I believe. I get it. But if people just can't trust you, if people just have this weary eye about you, if there's this black cloud so drastically over you, then no change can really take shape. We want to really support Triple H. We want to be there to applaud the changes. You can't just bring back Jon Laurinaitis, man. It's not going to work. So Savage 1024 the Punisher, no doubt. And that's why this latest word that we're hearing is huge. Angel Scratch Show, 2-spot. Kross was at Ric Flair's last match pay-per-view. Yes, Angels. Up on their pre-card, man, many interviews that he's been doing too. Angel Scratch Show, absolutely. And if I can broaden that out, he's been given a lot of interviews and just saying the right things. It's almost like he believed that he'd be back in WWE. I mean, everything he was saying, he never really trashed them. He talked about concerns. He talked about some cringeworthy moments, some weird shit in the company, but he didn't trash them. Karrion Kross, again, it goes to what I say. Karrion's just known to be a really good dude. Just a really nice dude. I don't know if that helps his heel persona. He probably doesn't want BC saying that, but he's a really good dude. So, you don't really see him just going out and talking shit about a company, but he had every right to, being tossed to the curb the way that he did, what they did to him before they released him, making him look like a fucking idiot. And then when they thought they ruined his name value, then they boot him to the fucking curb under the guise of budget cuts. But Nick Khan listened to Triple H and Nick Khan re-signed him. Because that's still Nick Khan who's running the checkbooks, guys. Triple H, head of talent, absolutely his decision, but he still has to go to Nick because he does the financials. The same guy who did all the budget cuts. It was Nick Khan. You can't just bring anybody back and Nick doesn't know about it. So I'm glad there was no personal vendetta there. And then they said, you know what? All right, yeah. They probably gave him a lot less money. That's obvious. Dakota Kai, if we see more returns tonight or in the future, they're probably coming back at a much lower rate. Nick Khan's a smart businessman. He's not going to budget cut you and then bring you back for double the amount. So they're probably coming back for less money, but the fact that they're back and they get another chance at this and Triple H can really try to give them something better, of course I'm going to applaud that, and I'm going to await the change, man. Angels Scratch Show, no doubt. Appreciate it. Always good seeing you up in here. Savage 1024, the Punisher. Savage 1024 says, with a 5-spot cough, he says, I can't remember what month an AEW pay-per-view is because there's too many different Dynamites every week. I'm confused as an AEW fan where the company is going. So I think what Savage is saying here, man, is that every Wednesday seems to be a little mini pay-per-view or a themed Wednesday night Dynamite. So Savage is like, when is the next pay-per-view? Because they're concentrating on all these little themed shows that the pay-per-view seems a little bit rushed, even though they have 3 months in between. Savage, that's one of the things Tony Khan has to correct. No question. There's nothing to keep going on about. You're exactly right. I hear you. And I've been saying that that's something Tony has to be careful of. Every Wednesday cannot be a theme show just because you're trying to pop the rating. It's clear that that's not bringing you over the million mark anyway, so relax. Concentrate on that big pay-per-view you got coming up, because guess what? On that same night, September 4th, All Out. And by the way, Savage, you said you can't even remember which pay-per-view is next for AEW as a fan. Well, Savage, it's All Out September 4th, and on that same night, Triple H is putting up NXT's next big event. Head-to-head with All Out, man. So Tony Khan has to be careful, man. He's got to deliver a stacked card for sure. Hey, guys, I think I got everybody somehow. I don't know how. You guys were on I know I haven't talked to you guys since like Wednesday. It was the last time we shot the shit on an Amplified Live, but damn, we rocked this thing nearly 2 hours again, guys, and I stopped the main stories at about 50 minutes. So this has just been you guys kicking ass. And before I head out, man, Derek Fleming Jr., 199, Leroy Butler in the Hall of Fame. Go, Pack, go! One of my all-time favorite players was Leroy Butler, man. It's so good to hear. Always a Packer. Leroy Butler, there's a name from the past. Derek Fleming Jr. knows his old school Packers. Fuck yeah, man. Leroy Butler, one of BC's favorites, man. In his rightful place, for sure. Guys, much love to all you guys, man. Thank you for just an awesome stream. We went over 350 on the ups, by the way. We're about to hit 400 on the ups. Live. Not even when this goes up and the thousands will the algorithm kicks in. No, live we almost hit 400. Motherfuck. That's how awesome you guys are, man. The Super Chat VIP messages and comments, guys. Next fucking level. I'm making sure I didn't skip any. I think I got everybody. It took me over a fucking hour, but we got you. Yeah, looks like I got everybody. Man, guys, you're the... We're going to do this tonight in a couple of hours, so don't... Savage! I ain't taking off, man. We just gonna go right into the Raw fucking review. Hour 1 of Raw Live. We're just gonna do that, man, right after this. Why even break? Fuck battery. The unit's here. We got the light. Let's just keep rocking, because I'll tell you this, man. Savage 1024, the Punisher, with another 5-spot says, we ain't done yet. AJ Styles should have won Money in the Bank. A heel run could serve AJ well in his last stretch. You're preaching to the choir. I agree. I think it was always going to be Cody's, but it is a shame that AJ Styles has nothing. And I don't know under Triple H's regime if AJ Styles is too high on his priority list. We'll find out more tonight. I just don't think that's the case. I'm hoping I'm wrong. We'll find out tonight. Savage 1024, the Punisher, the trajectory going forward of AJ Styles under the Triple H regime. Other than that, I hear you. I would have major things for AJ Styles, and it's a criminal shame that for the last 2 years, he's been booked the way he has been. Even past Omos, by the way. Savage 1024, the Punisher. Much love, as always, man. Thank you for all the coffees. Always good seeing you up in here. Fuck! I'm gonna say it again, man. The news, the big news. Jon Laurinaitis fired from WWE, man. Sayonara, so long. Check you later. Hit the bricks. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Your people power services no longer needed. He's out. Karrion Kross is in. So awesome to see. Tonight is Monday Night Raw. This is the week. Tonight is the night, right? We let Triple H dip his feet wet, right? Change is going to take time. It's going to take more months too. I get it. Tonight we're going to find out if they have fun shit planned for Clash at the Castle. And not just the repetitive bullshit stories where everything's done in the ring, some beatdowns, some impromptu tag matches. Tonight we're going to find out if storylines, which is what Triple H has been saying is going to be at the forefront, which is what BC has been fucking pleading for. H is telling BC and all of us that that's what's going to be the top priority. Tonight we find out if storylines are actually going to be top priority. Tonight we find out all of it. And BC's going to be with you guys for the entire first hour live. So what time is it now? Shit, I'm going to sign off for a couple hours. We got some work to do. Sasha's got some shit she's got to fucking sign off on. And I'll be with you guys in a couple hours. We'll fucking do this again. And if you can't be with BC tonight, no worries. I'll see you tomorrow morning for the rest of the 2 hours. The last 2 hours of Raw in the morning. Probably not live, but a review of Raw. And then tomorrow afternoon, same time, same place, amplified live. So there's so much content coming up. You're fucking set. You're fucking set. All you gotta do is subscribe and press the little fucking stupid bell thing. You know, the little bell that notifies you? And you get all the fucking content. All of it. All of it. It doesn't even cost a dime. Woo! This espresso Dunkin' coffee is no joke. I've been nursing it so it gets through the whole fucking stream, and now I'm just gonna down it. And I don't even know if that's a smart idea, because this shit is... I drank half and it's strong as fuck. Hot damn! Smash those fucking ups. We're about to hit 400 live. Not even making that shit up. How cool is that? To all supers, I want to give you guys another round, dude. From my bangers, like Ms. Flawless Stone, and Youngblood 085, to all my other VIPs, Jimmy Fingers 19, Savage, Big Nang, JR9 Gaming, of course, Osea Weidman, and so many others, man. I don't have the whole list again. The list is now gone, but all my supers, man. I already gave you a shout out. I'm giving you all a collective one again. All right. This is where I do sign off, though, man. You guys are the absolute best. What a fucking stream. What news, man. Huge news in the pro wrestling world, and we covered it all. From Sasha Banks and Naomi, the latest, to Johnny Laurinaitis, to Bray Wyatt, to Karrion Kross, and everything in between. Check you guys, man. Top guy, and I'm out. I'll see you later tonight. BC. That's it. Check you. Oh, wait. You know what we got to do? Sasha, I think you know what we got to do. Unit, you know what we got to do, right? Before Smurfy Tunes. Smurfy Tunes knows what we got to do. I'm hoping Sasha knows what we got to do. NJPW girl knows what we got to do. I'm hoping you know what we gotta do, Sasha. We gotta hit my motherfucking music. Savage 1024. 2-spot, BC. Are we the only ones who care about stories? Possibly. Everything else is just bangers and work rate. But for the amplified unit, stories comes first. Fortunately, Fuck yeah, man. That playback is jamming. I don't know how it is for you guys. I'm jamming out now. We got that on high volume. Savage. Triple H said storylines are going to be at the forefront. I'm hoping Triple H is telling the truth. Top guy. And I'm fucking out. Check you. Get him up, unit! Get him up. 400. 9 more. Hit that shit. Hit that shit. Smash that like. Smash it. Smash it. Smash it. Check you guys. I'm out. Oh, 396. We're even closer. Keep the music going. We're so close. 4. We're so close. 1 more. 1 more. 400. What? Smash that shit. 400. You guys fucking rock. Much love. I'll see you in a few hours. Cut the mute. Cut the mute.